Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Arun Kumar Atri, and I'm an academic council member of University of Delhi. I welcome you all to this faculty development program organized by Teaching Learning Center, Ramanujan College, on the topic developing next generation academic leaders. As you all know, that there have been rapid changes going in the higher education, and in higher education, academic leaders play a very, very important role in the times to come. And to be an academic leader, one has to plan his career advancement, has to plan the career progression. So I think we all are interested in knowing that what career progression the academic leaders or the teachers are having in the universities. We all know that recently university are going through the promotion stages, and UGC has come up with the UGC regulations 2018. In the past also there have been many regulations, especially UGC regulations 2010 and the various amendments. So now UGC regulations 2010 gives the option to a teacher to opt for CAS 2010 or CAS 2018. So a lot of confusions have been there regarding these options. So today we are going to discuss that how a teacher can understand these options very well according to his requirement, and can choose that what is good for him, as the case individual cases can differ from every teacher to another teacher. So I will share the screen, and then you will be able to, I have a PPT to show. Okay. Now, this is what we are going to discuss. First, what is the option and it is available for whom? What eligibility we need under CAS 2010 and CAS 2018? Then there are, people are talking about that the relaxations have been there. Relaxations have been given under UGC regulations 2018. Now, relaxations have been given to whom and under which scheme? Then which option is beneficial? Then whether temporary, ad hoc, or contractual service would be counted under promotion for promotion under CAS 2010, or it can be counted under CAS 2018. And there are many other things like professorship. So let's begin with the basic thing, that what we understand about these schemes. So the first scheme, that we have been knowing for since 2010 is the Career Advancement Scheme 2010. Now, what recently has come on 18th July 2018, there was a notification of UGC regulations 2018. Many people get confused about CAS 2018 and UGC regulation 2018. I would like to tell you that UGC regulations 2018 is a wider regulation which contain the provisions regarding recruitment, promotions, study leaves, and many other things. So career advancement scheme is one aspect of UGC regulations 2018. So we need to understand the difference between CAS 2018, CAS 2010, and UGC regulations 2018. So basically, UGC regulations 2018 gives us the option to opt for CAS 2010 or CAS 2018. So UGC regulation 2018 originally contains CAS 2018. The career advancement scheme of 2018 is there in UGC regulations 2018, but it is also, these regulations are also giving you an option to choose the career advancement scheme of 2010, which was notified in 2010, 30th June 2010, which was effective from 30th June 2010. So we know this, that Career Advancement Scheme 2010 originally came under UGC regulations 2010 and was made effective from 30th June 2010. Then Career Advancement Scheme, as we know, that 2018 is given under UGC regulations 2018 and is effective from 18 July 2018. Now, these regulations, these UGC regulations 2018 also contain the provision of opting CAS 2010, right, in case of pending promotions, and also after 18 July 2018. And we also know that some relaxation have been given in CAS 2010 under UGC regulations 2018. Now, what are those relaxations? You need to understand. We'll discuss in detail later also that these relaxations which have been given under CAS 2010 are only in terms of API scores threshold in the assessment periods and not in computation of scores. Computation of API scores are to be done as per the tables given in UGC regulations. Those are thus or its amendments whenever your promotion gets due. So now at this point, we have understood that UGC regulations 2018 gives you the option of opting CAS or Career Advancement Scheme 2018 or CAS 2010, and which has been relaxed in terms of API scores only. Now, what is the option available for promotions which are due before and after 18 July 2018? Because 18 July 2018 is the date of notification of UGC regulations 2018. So now options, very surprisingly, we have an option for CAS 2010 as well as CAS 2018 before and after. Now, if we see options before 18 July 2018, so we can see that which are promotions which are due on or before uh, 2000 on or before 18 July 2018, that is in pending cases, you have an option to opt for CAS 2018 apart from CAS 2010. See, when UGC regulations came into force from 18 July 2018, you were not aware that on which date they will be notified. So every teacher is was supposed to be preparing himself, keeping in mind the provisions of Career Advancement Scheme 2010. And suddenly, 18 July 2018, the notification was there of this UGC regulation 2018, which contained the provision of Career Advancement Scheme 2018. Now, when you got this, so you were not aware, you were not prepared about it, and you were preparing for 2010. So it became very, natural that an option should be given to you. Now, in pending cases, a advantage has been given that though 2010 was applicable prior to 18 July 2018, but you can also opt for CAS 2018, though it became effective from 18 July 2018, right? So it became effective from 18 July 2018, but option is also given that if your promotion is pending where CAS 2010 was applicable, you can apply, you can opt under CAS 2018 as well. So in pending cases, you have an option to opt for CAS 2018 apart from CAS 2010. But here, the relaxation has been made in CAS 2010 in terms of API. We know that there were three categories, category 1, category 2, and category 3 in Career Advancement Scheme 2010. In category 1, which was teaching, learning, and evaluation, complete exemption has been there in terms of API score. So you don't require any score in category 1. In category 2 and 3, the combined score is being seen. That we'll see later on what the score have been reduced to. Now, the promotions which are due on or after 18 July 2018. Now, what happens that 18 July 2018, the notification has been there of UGC regulations 2018. So obviously, it appears that now everyone will be promoted or will be assessed by the provisions of CAS 2018. But here again, you have an option. Here, the logic is that since you were unaware that when this will come and suddenly you were preparing according to CAS 2010, you were supposed to, just get eligible and fulfilling the eligibility requirement under CAS 2010. So it is a very natural thing that you are supposed to be given an option. So here also the option is given, though CAS 2018 has become applicable from 18 July 2018, but option is also given to opt for CAS 2010 up to, and this option is available up to 17th July 2021. So it was 3 years from the date of notification of the CAS 2018, that is, or UGC regulation 2018, that is 18 July 2018. So within 3 years, you are supposed to opt. So option will be there to opt for CAS 2010, but there is a catch here. The UGC regulation provisions contain the relaxation up to 18th July 2018 only. It means that after that, 18 July 2018, you can opt for CAS 2010, but relaxation may not be given. Relaxation, I'm not saying shall not be given, may not be given. Now, this is the basically the option form which usually universities are giving. So your university can design your own option form which says that I hereby opt the dash scheme, which can be career advancement scheme 2010 or career advancement scheme 2018 in terms of clause 6.3 of UGC regulations 2018, which has been given. Now, before proceeding, we should understand certain things like we get confused. Quite often we get confused about the stages, the designation, and the scales, academic grade pay, and the academic levels. What these things are. You can see that they can be used interchangeably, but you should know that what level they are actually. When you talk about stage one, when you are in stage one, the moment you enter in your service at the initial level, at the entry level, you are in stage one. That is obviously assistant professor entry level. That is stage one, which we used to say 6,000 AGP in the sixth pay commission. Right? It was 6,000 academic grade pay, and academic level it is known as 10. That is academic level 10. Now, when you get promoted, the first promotion that you get is from stage 1 to stage 2. That is, you move from entry level to senior scale. And that is from 6,000 to 7,000 or academic level 10 to 11. Then the second promotion is from stage 2 to stage 3. That is from senior scale to selection grade, or from 7,000 to 8,000, or academic level 11 to 12. The third promotion is from stage 3 to stage 4. That is from assistant professor selection grade to associate professor. And this is also known as promotion from 8,000 AGP to 9,000 AGP. And here the academic level changes to 13A. It is not 13, it is 13A. So it is academic level 13A when you get promoted to associate professor. And finally, the fourth promotion is from stage 4 to stage 5. That is from associate professor to professor. That is from 9,000 AGP to 10,000 AGP, or academic level 13A to 14. And then in the universities, it has been introduced senior professor, right? That is the fifth promotion that one can get, which is very, not often. Now, I'd like to have a comparison for basically, primarily the college teachers, because prior to 2018, there was not much difference between the requirements of college teachers and university teachers. The basic difference that they have made in the CAS 2018 is the university teachers must have the PhD at all stages, and they have focused on research aspect. So we'll talk about largely we'll talk about the college teachers difference, because in 2010 there was no difference in the university and college teachers. So what kind of difference, what kind of comparison we can see that if I need to opt for CAS 2010 or CAS 2018, what difference is being there? See, there is a one service requirement, the number of years of service, which is being there. So the first requirement is that if there is a 4 years of service or 5 years of service or 6 years of service, that will depend whether you are PhD, MPhil or PG, means post graduation. Now, what you need to understand is that it is not with the entry level. It means that it says that you will get first promotion, that is from assistant professor to senior assistant professor, or you will get the senior scale, or from 6,000 to 7,000 in 4 years. In 4 years, if you have 4 years of service with PhD. Now, suppose that I joined in 2011, but I completed my PhD in 2013. So in the first 4 years, I completed my PhD, so I will get the first promotion. Initially in CAS 2010, the focus was on entry level, but later on UGC gave this clarification and they changed it to that you in the service period also you can do the PhD. So it means that suppose I entered in 2011 and in 2015 my 4 years are over, but after 3 months I completed the PhD. So it becomes 4 year and 3 months. So I will become eligible for first promotion after 4 year and 3 months when I become eligible for PhD. Same thing goes for the MPhil, that if you do MPhil within 5 years, then you get promotion, the first promotion in 5 years. If it overshoots 2 3 months, 4 5 months till you get MPhil degree, then it will be the eligibility will be there from the date of you are getting MPhil. So this is the service requirement, that 4 5 6 years. So 4 years with PhD, 5 years with MPhil, and 6 years simple post graduation. Then there is a requirement of one orientation and one refresher. Now in CAS 2018, basically first stage we seek one refresher, and the promotion criteria is satisfactory or good in the annual performance assessment reports. Now this is the first time these APARs have been introduced, which are known as annual performance appraisal reports or assessment reports. Every year you are supposed to submit the annual performance appraisal report to the office, to the your concerned department, forwarded by the HOD, and there have been, I will tell you that what these APAR contain, and in that the grading has to be given. That grading has to be satisfactory or good in the APAR of at least 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5, or 5 out of 6 assessment periods. This is why I'm saying, because for PhD you require 4 years. So in that case you need good or satisfactory 3 out of 4. If you are MPhil, the 5 years of assessment period will be there. So in that case you require 4 years of APAR to be good or satisfactory. Now if we compare in CAS 2010, the same thing was there, that you need one orientation, one refresher, but the promotion criteria was not APAR. Promotion criteria was API score. But since you are opting the scheme in pending cases to you are opting for CAS 2010 under UGC regulations 2018. You are remember, I'm again saying you are opting CAS 2010 under UGC regulations 2018, because UGC regulation 2018 is giving you an option. In that case, here for the first promotion, you need to have 20 points, and that too collectively in category 2 and 3. Now UGC regulations 2018 has dispensed the individual requirement of scores in category 2 and 3. You don't need individual scores in category 2 and 3. And whatever the score requirement is there, that has been there in collectively. So you need 20 score collectively in category 2 and 3. Complete exemption has been provided in category 1. So you will get the first promotion. Second promotion, as I told you, from senior assistant professor to selection grade, senior scale to selection grade. Under CAS 2018, you need 5 years in academic level 11. Means you must have spent the 5 years in the first promotion. That is senior scale. You must have been served 5 years in senior scale. And then after that, you need 2 refreshers. In CAS 2018, you need 2 refreshers or FDPs. Now remember, in UGC regulation 2018, the faculty development programs only under teaching learning centers, just like this, you are doing the FDP. So teaching learning centers which have been created under Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya scheme of national mission on teachers and teaching. Under that mission, the teaching learning centers have been created. So if you are doing FDPs or from them, or MOOCs, then they are equivalent to one refresher. 2 weeks, or you say 10 days FDP is equivalent to one refresher, or 1 week 5 days FDP, which should be two such 5 days or 1 week FDPs will be equivalent to one refresher. So you can do that. And then again, here, since the academic period, now the service requirement period is 5 years for the second promotion, it will be 5 years for all, right? For all, whether PhD, MPhil, or simple post graduation, it doesn't matter. And there you need to have 4 APARs to be satisfactory or good, right? And now remember, for the first 2 promotion, the recommendation will be done by screening cum evaluation committee. There is no selection committee for the first 2 promotion. That is promotion to senior scale and promotion to selection grade. There is only a screening cum evaluation committee. Screening cum evaluation committee matlab wo committee means that committee will only be screening your claims that you have made. In CAS 2010, you see the service requirement of 5 years in stage 2. Stage 2, I'm saying that it means the same thing. That is the senior scale. And then one refresher or FDP. So there's a difference of one refresher course in CAS 2010 and CAS 2018 in the second promotion. CAS 2018 requires 2 refreshers. CAS 2010 required 1 refresher. Here the promotion criteria is the relaxed API score of 50. Now we are not seeing the previous API scores which was there originally in the CAS 2010. We are talking about these API scores which have been relaxed by UGC regulations 2018. They say that collectively in category 2 and 3, the 50 scores has to be there. And the recommendation has to be there by screening cum evaluation committee. Now, the third promotion. The third promotion is for associate professor, as we all know. But now the important thing that you need to see here is in CAS 2018, to become associate professor, PhD is must. Without PhD, you cannot become associate professor even at college level in 2018. So the service requirement is 3 years in academic level 12. It means you must have spent at least 3 years in the selection grade. Then you must have the PhD. And then you must have done one refresher course or one FDP, right? One FDP that we say of, 2 weeks or 10 days, or 2 FDPs of 2 weeks or 5 days each. Now, again, the promotion criteria will be that you must have got satisfactory or good grade in the APAR of 2 out of 3 years of assessment period. Now, this has to be done by the selection committee. Now, here in the associate professor, the selection committee comes. And that selection committee will give the recommendation for your promotion. Now, those in here, CAS 2010 can be proved beneficial to those who are not PhD. Because CAS 2010 does not contain the requirement of PhD for associate professor. So what is this requirement to get promoted under CAS 2010 to the level of associate professor? First, that you must have completed 3 years of service in stage 3. That is, in selection grade, you must have completed 3 years. And since you are not PhD, 3 publications must be there. Now, it does not say research papers. It is saying publications. Now, what are those publications? These publications, you can go and see the table of category 3. So, publications mentioned in category 3A and 3B would be, I will show you later on when I will show you that table, that 3A and 3B, those publications, if you have done any 3 publications in them, in the entire period of assistant professor, that is 12 years, you will become eligible. But if you are a college teacher, then there is an exemption of 1 publication to MPhil holders. In case of university teachers, there is no relaxation. But in case of college teachers and you are an MPhil holder, then you don't need 3 publications, you need only 2 publications. So relaxation will be given of 1 publication. And suppose you have done PhD and you still want to go for CAS 2010, then relaxation will be given for 2 publications. Then in that case, you require only 1 publication. Now here there is a catch point. You can see this arrow which shows that, but remember that for teachers who are in stage 2 on the date of notification of CAS 2000, this CAS 2010, CAS 2010 regulations. So on the date of notification of these CAS 2010 regulations, the teachers who were in stage 2, matlab they were already have been promoted to senior scale, and then this notification came of CAS 2010 regulations, UGC regulation, those are thus 2010. The requirement of publication may be adjusted pro rata. That is, you may get 2 out of 3, or 1 discount may further be given in this case. And for all those who entered stage 2 after the date of notification of CAS 10 regulations, requirement of 3 publications would be applicable. So it means that 1 discount of publication would be there if you are an MPhil holder. But if you are already promoted in stage 2, so 1 more discount would also be given, right? Now, let's take a little break, and then we'll come to promotion to associate, from associate professor to professor, and there are many questions.